What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is living in Grand Junction, Colorado. The number one con, for me anyway, hands down, is the fact that we don't have an In-N-Out burger yet. More on that later. But you know what? What we do have is this. Not all that bad, but heading into 2024, you might be thinking about moving out here to Grand Junction. What's some of the good? What's some of the bad? Let's talk about it right now. What is going on, everybody? I'm Robert Hayes, and along with my wife Christie and the rest of the team, we are the Hayes Home Group, the #1 relocation team here in Grand Junction. If you guys are even thinking about heading out this way, we are helping so many folks just like you heading out to Grand Junction, finding that dream home. Then make sure that you reach out any way that you know how. The information popping up below. Give us a phone call, shoot us a text, send us that email. We will always have your back with any of those questions that you might have, and we'll always have your back when you're ready to make that move here to gorgeous Grand Junction. So like I said at the top, yes, in every town, in every city, doesn't matter where it is in the country, there's going to be some pros and cons. You probably have already done your research thinking about heading out here to Grand Junction, but are there some things that we need to uncover that might change your mind? I don't know. Let's find out. Funny story, we were actually doing a closing for some clients just before Christmas time. I love those Christmas closings. And we handed in the keys and we were having a little chat. And they actually said, Robert, is there ever a situation where clients have moved out with your help, and then, you know, a year or two later, they said, you know what, we need to list our house, and the reason why they're listing is because they just weren't vibing with Grand Junction anymore, or they just didn't like it. And I had to stop and think for a second. And you know, we've helped untold hundreds of clients move out this way, and probably, you know, of those hundreds, 25, 30 have reached out a year, 2, 3, 4 years later asking us to list their property. And the answer was no, that's never happened. It's usually because they need to go back and help aging parents, or there was a job transfer. Just had a client who moved out here from California, got transferred here, now he got transferred to Indiana. So, but no one has ever asked us to list their property to, whoops, almost fell on a big boulder there. Because of the fact that they just didn't like it here anymore. It just never happened. So what about, you know, some of the pros and cons, thinking about heading out this way? Where we're at here, before we do that, this is the east entrance on top of the Colorado National Monument Drive. You can see the road there off in the distance. This is kind of the beginning on the east entrance. You can take that for 22 miles all the way to the other side of the Colorado National Monument. That's where the visitor center is. Bunch of lookout spots just like this one here. Gorgeous, gorgeous drive. You know, we're not a big city, guys. That's con number one, maybe. I grew up in Southern California, as you guys may have heard in some other videos. Moved out here almost 20 years ago. I would never even think to consider to go back to a big city. And maybe, again, the research that you've done, you kind of know that, kind of obvious to you that we're not a big city. So it's not a buzz with 24/7 just activity and a billion things to do. I remember in Southern California, you know, you can drive to the beach, you can go to an Angel game, you can go to any various museums and whatnot. You could, I mean, you name it, go to a Kings game. Yay, LA Kings, still like them, got to keep your allegiance, right? The problem now is it takes you like an hour and a half to do that, even though things are, you know, relatively close from a mileage standpoint, not from a drive time standpoint. So, but yeah, I mean, Grand Junction, the pro is you can do a lot of those things that maybe you're accustomed to and not have to, you know, take forever to do it. We've got the Las Colonias Amphitheater, all kinds of summer concerts that happen. We have obviously the river. You can float the river. You can do that fall, spring, and summer. They have parades. They have the Peach Festival, the Fat Tire Festival, which, you know, we have probably some of the best mountain biking here in Western Colorado. right here in your backyard. So no, we're not a big city, but I think that kind of makes up for it, don't you? The other pro about it not being a very big city is we have just an absolutely charming main street. And I'm going to steal this analogy from a friend of mine who kind of was talking about the same thing. And that is, do you like Hallmark? Some of the gals that are watching this, they probably do. Christie loves Hallmark. She actually likes Lifetime better, which is that channel where you kind of figure out how to, you know, like do away with your husband. It's a little disconcerting that she likes that channel a little better. But you know, Hallmark, they've got, okay, so on Main Street, gal owns a mercantile store. In pops a gentleman that she used to date in high school 15 years ago. He just so happens to be passing through. He's actually a marketing, you know, head of a big marketing firm. And so he gives her advice on how to market the mercantile store a little bit better. You know, roll credits, they fall in love, the mercantile store is doing great. That's kind of what our Main Street downtown reminds me of, one of those Hallmark movies.
And over here is like the 15th antique store.
You know, boutique stores, antique stores, brew pubs, toy stores, all kinds of good stuff. And especially around the holidays during Christmas, those gorgeous Christmas lights they put up, it's just absolutely awesome. The other pro is the fact that you just have everything that you could possibly need right here in little old Grand Junction, Colorado. Population of about 70,000 people, but we just got word about 2 months ago, yes, there's going to be a Costco built, and that was just approved by the city. So I don't really get the difference. We had Sam's Club, and to me, you know, you can get your 50-gallon jar of mayonnaise at either one, but they're just those Costco lovers. They're just, Costco's it. I don't want Sam's Club. We're gonna get one of those, and all the other big box stores that you could possibly imagine. Best Buy, we've got Sprouts, you could Target, few Walmarts, all that good stuff. I guess the con is, and that's just from some of the clients that we've talked to and just some of the locals, we don't have a Trader Joe's. And what's the other one? The Trader Joe, like Panera Bread. We don't have Panera Bread yet. So those things will probably come at some point. But yeah, if you're living in a big city, there are a few little staple restaurants that we don't have yet. But again, we've got everything that you need. The Target, the Best Buys, the Chick-fil-A's, all the things that you might be used to now here in Grand Junction. So the other pro is the fact that, yeah, we have a ton of things that you can do pretty darn close by here to Grand Junction. So if you want to go to Glenwood Springs, do the hot springs. It's only about an hour drive east along Interstate 70. You got Moab an hour and a half away going west on Interstate 70. Arches National Park, Telluride is 2 hours down south on Highway 50. World-class skiing 2 hours east on Interstate 70. You got Vail, you've got Aspen. So all those Colorado world-class destinations that you might be familiar with. Short drive away, Christy and I just went to Lake Powell. That's 3 hours down Interstate 70. You can go boating during the spring, summer, and fall. So all kinds of things that you can do super close to Grand Junction. The con is, when I moved out here in 07, the average commute time was about 14 minutes. Hold on to your hats, that's bumped up to 16 minutes average commute time. So maybe that'll keep you, you know, the big city that you're living in now with that commute time that you have. 16 minutes, up, hold the phone, let's not move. We have had some growth. When I moved out here in 07, it was 58,000, and it just crested, and I know this might be lagged a little bit, just crested 68. 2007 to 2023, about 10,000 people. I felt it a little bit, but I mean, guys, really, 16-minute average commute time, and that's going from basically almost the furthest west of the valley to the furthest east of the valley. It's going to take you about 16 minutes to do it, so not a bad deal. Now, another awesome pro, in my opinion, at least that's what we hear from clients that are coming from some of those bigger cities, is the affordability. Our average median home price is about $380,000, let's call it, not too shabby. Now, if you're looking at getting into a neighborhood that is right up against the Colorado National Monument, which we're standing on top of right now, yeah, you're going to pay a premium for that. There's homes lining, you know, at the base of the Colorado National Monument that are, you know, 850 grand, 900, over $1 million. So if you want to be in proximity to these gorgeous views, you're definitely going to pay a premium for that. But I guess you're going to have that in just about any city. You're going to have, you know, premium, you know, location, they say, right? You're going to have some premium homes, but the average, the median home price across the valley is going to be, again, that upper $300,000 range. So not too darn bad. But yeah, if you want to be close to these gorgeous surroundings with those views, you're going to pay a little bit more. So I am shooting this video at the end of December, and as you can probably tell, it is nothing but glorious, glorious blue sky, sunshine day here in Grand Junction. Is it cold? Yeah, it's cold. It's like 38 degrees. It's going to be a high of maybe 39 or 40 today. But yep, you're going to get these gorgeous, gorgeous sunny days, and you're going to have those for almost 300 days per year here in Grand Junction. You've probably watched some other videos on this channel. If you haven't, I'll tell you again, more sunny days than Florida, about the same amount of sunny days on average annually than Southern California. But yeah, you're going to be cold in the winter. That's what winter does in Colorado. But the other pro to that, limited snowfall, guys. I mean, look at this, you know, maybe trace of snow we got probably 3 weeks ago. That's about all we had so far this year. We should have on average about 15 inches annually, so we'll probably get some coming up here in January, maybe even February, but yeah, not too darn shabby as far as the sunny days go. Back to that In-N-Out burger deal. So they just opened up about 1.5 years ago, I think it is now, a distribution center in Colorado Springs, which is only about 5 hours from here. So you got to imagine that at some point those In-N-Outs are going to make their way here to good old Grand Junction. So I'm not too worried about it. For now, we've got Five Guys, but for some reason, every time I go to Five Guys, not a knock on the burger, it's a great burger, it's like $50 every time I get a burger at Five Guys. So really looking for that double In-N-Out burger. It'll be here at some point. Can't guarantee you when, but I know it's coming. So again, guys, some good and potentially some bad, depending on how you look at it, as you're contemplating your move out here to gorgeous Grand Junction. If you guys have any other questions at all, we can't help you unless you reach out. Give us a phone call, shoot us a text, send us that email, even send the dang carrier pigeon. As much as we love doing these darn videos, we'd love nothing more than to absolutely crush your goals. Until the next video, we'll catch you later.